To order Once Upon a Song.
Surprise, surprise. January 5th, 2003. A nice little wet snowstorm. It's almost 5 p.m. Snow started around 2 o'clock.
I'm telling you, you gotta do it. What a game. I mean, what was that?
5 p.m., January 5th, 2003. As can be seen, as of 5 p.m. there is just about an inch. Also on the here, you can see it's just under an inch.
180 in the Army Reserve. You'll also see what skills you learn, how you can earn money for college, even what soldiers do in their free time. Call 1-800-984-ARMY now and get this free t-shirt and your free video. Put yourself in the picture and see what it's really like to become an Army of One.
Our neighbor's truck was sitting on top of the house.
The power.
The wind was so strong.
The fury. Unbelievable! The drama. Tomorrow.
It looked like the scene out of a movie.
It's not a movie. It's Storm Stories, a new series only on the Weather Channel. Weeknights at 8 p.m. Eastern.
There's 3 lives that can be saved. We're definitely gonna go.
Brace yourself. Tomorrow, 8 Eastern. It's Storm Stories, only on the Weather Channel.
Storm Stories premieres Monday night on the Weather Channel. And now, here's your local on the 8s. Currently, the temperature is 30 degrees with light snow. Forecast for your area. Your extended forecast.
You're watching the Weather Channel. Live by it.
It's Sunday. Take a look at the snowfall in the Washington, D.C. area. This system dumped 3 to 5 inches of snow in your front yard. We'll check the latest snow forecast with our winter weather expert. That's just ahead. Pittsburgh Steelers fans are set for a snowy football game this wild card weekend with the Browns. Will be a wild weekend thanks to the addition of the snowfall. Hello and welcome to Weather Center here at the bottom of the hour. I'm Lisa Moser. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll start out with a look at the latest information on the snowy weather that's been dumping all the way from Washington, D.C. to Philadelphia, and even New York seeing some very significant snowfall at this hour. We check in with our winter weather expert, Paul Cosin. Paul, in Philly, the last 3 to 4 hours, the snow has been falling heavily. I'm a bit surprised, Paul.
Oh, Lisa, well, they're getting what Washington, D.C. has just been getting I've been looking out some webcams from the Washington area, and I can't see anything because it's been snowing so hard there. Looks like the snow is finally wrapping itself up, but not after snow that probably was coming down at some really incredible rates for the last couple of hours. A lot of areas now reporting 4 and 5 inches. It's coming to an end, but this last burst of snow probably really did you in. Traffic is going to be miserable. Look for improvements this evening, but now that the sun's gone down, some of the roads are going to be very slushy and icy. It continues to snow pretty hard in the Baltimore area. That will continue for the next hour or so, and then you too will see your snowfall finally taper off. Now in Philadelphia, Lisa, we've seen that snowfall come down for the last several hours. The darkest greens are near the city and just to the east across southern New Jersey. Also seeing some darker greens now moving across northern New York, northern New Jersey. That's representing snow that's coming down pretty hard. So even in New York City, we'll see the visibility's coming way down. Probably won't see the snow coming down quite as hard as we saw it in the Washington-Baltimore area, but we could see as much as 2 or even 3 inches of snow later on this evening. Philadelphia, generally about 3 or 4 inches, probably going to be the likelihood, and the heaviest snow is probably falling across southern New Jersey, where we might see a few locations of 5, even 6 inches of snow is possible. It's all associated with a snowstorm that's much smaller in scale than the one we had just a couple of days ago that buried much of New York and New England, but one of the few places that didn't have it was the Washington through Philadelphia area. Now they made up for that pretty strongly here with a very intense but fast-moving storm system that's going to take a little while to recover from this evening. Some problems in New York later.
And eventually some of this snow likely to push into the Boston area tonight, Paul?
Probably not as hard as in the places further south, but a good inch or 2 is likely by morning.
Okay, Paul Cosin, our top dog in winter weather. You heard it. Let's take a look at what else we are looking at across the country at this time. The temperature, of course, playing a critical role across the mid-Atlantic. If you're at 32 degrees, you've gotten a pretty good sizable amount of mixed precipitation. Certainly that's been the case today around the Roanoke, Virginia vicinity, a little further back towards the Lynchburg, Virginia area. We're looking at a lot of that moisture push away from Virginia. So overnight tonight, as the temperatures drop a little bit more so, you might be in store for some slick roads, especially bridges and overpasses. So if you don't have to get out and travel tonight, probably a good idea. It's the weekend, so some roads that would normally be treated were it a weekday may not get any attention tonight. So just please be very, very careful with your travels. Again, as Paul did note, we've been looking at some heavy snow fall at times, but as far as accumulation, it's a big difference between accumulating snow and falling rate. At times it's been heavy, and that does give us very poor visibility. There's still quite a bit of fog associated with this low-level moisture, so please do keep this in mind. Even though the snow may pull away from your area, you could still be looking at some foggy situations, and that means that the visibility may not improve right away, even though the snow does push out of your area. As Paul did note, a lot of the moisture will push up towards the Boston area overnight tonight. We're not looking for very much in the way of accumulation in the Boston area, but it could slow you down if you're planning on doing some travel overnight tonight. We want you to be aware that some snow is on the way. Tomorrow, we'll look for a northwesterly flow and a minor disturbance to cross over the Ohio Valley. In addition to that, some of the computer models are suggesting we might see a low become a little bit more organized over the Atlantic, and we could continue to see a backwash around this low pressure area for a couple of days. Again, not all of the computer models agree, but we are all in agreement that we're likely to see some lake effect snow and some enhancement with the Great Lakes. And so that means the lee sides of the lake likely to see a little bit more in the way of winter weather. A minor disturbance put out a dusting of snow in and around the Chicago area. This is actually one of the things that the computer model has a little bit of trouble tracking. Right now, we're thinking that it may catch up with our clipper, and that's what might enhance the development of that low once it does kick into the Atlantic. We'll continue to monitor this situation. We have another mild and dry forecast for you across the plains. It's currently 32 in Des Moines. It's 38 in St. Louis. Now, as you make your way out along Interstate 80 tomorrow, things should be clearing up for you. Lots of sunshine in the forecast for you. Kansas City, the high temperature on Monday, 39 under partly sunny skies. You look at the trend for Ohio, and we say, hey, The average temperature around this time of the year, 33 degrees. So if we're seeing some snow, yeah, at least it's kind of that wet snow. Temperatures do kick up to about 40 by Thursday, so that means some melting for you. But in the meantime, do get ready for that lake effect snow machine to put out at least an inch or two in the Cleveland area as we go through the next day. Now in Orlando, temperatures have been a bit on the cool side thanks to a northerly flow. Well, it looks like we're going to take another dip on Tuesday with 58, the projected afternoon high temperature for Orlando, but things get back up to about average or above as we go into the latter part of the week. Otherwise, a really nice day across much of the southeast. Lots of sunshine in the forecast. We'll be back after this.
Okay, here's the paperwork to apply for your new home loan. I'll check back in a couple of hours to see how you're doing.
But I thought the bank had reduced the paperwork to get a mortgage.
Ooh, right. There you go.
Need cash to consolidate bills? Apply now for a second mortgage from Ditech.com.
Oh no. Bust another loan to Ditech.
Ditech.com. Call 1-800-71-FIXED.
Bye, Miss American Pie.
TV Music for You presents Once Upon a Song. 34 great story songs by the artists who made them famous.
And it's bad, Leroy Brown.
Wake up, Maggie, I think I got something to say to you.
I learned the truth at 17.
You see, I've been through the desert on a horse with no name.
Freedom is just another word for nothing left to lose.
The devil went down to Georgia. He was looking for a soul to steal.
Today, Billy Joe McAllister jumped off the Tallahatchie Bridge.
And the cat's in the cradle and the silver spoon.
Once Upon a Song on 2 cassettes or 2 CDs. This offer is not available in stores, so call now.
I heard my mom.
Call this toll-free number now to order Once Upon a Song. 2 cassettes, $21.99. 2 CDs, $26.99, plus shipping and handling. Have your credit card ready and call now. Storm Stories premieres Monday night on the Weather Channel. And now, here's your local on the 8s.